My guest is Lucca Richards, who's a senior goaltender this season, who wears #1 for the Massena Central Red Raiders. Lucca, you weren't a part of this hockey team last year. You've played in 5 games this year. Assess your play so far to this point.
Well, I think I played pretty good. I had one bad game against Potsdam. I got pulled in the second period, but other than that, I've been playing very well and been into the games.
Let's talk about this Red Raider hockey team. Defensively, the 5 senior defensemen back this season, that's really got to help you out being a goaltender.
Yeah, that helps us out a lot. They have a lot of experience, and plus their offense is great and hardly have any shots. Nothing to complain about.
Is that tough as a goaltender? Sometimes when goaltenders don't get a lot of work, it's hard to stay sharp. Do you find that to be true?
Well, sometimes it is. It depends on the team, the quality of shots they're getting. If it's just one in every 8 minutes, or it depends if they're having 2 in a row. Sometimes it's hard, and it just depends on the team.
How does Lucca Richards stay ready and prepared when the Red Raiders are down at the other end? They're on the power play. They're keeping pressure on the opposing team in the other zone. How do you stay sharp? Because obviously, any minute, the puck might be coming back down to your way.
Well, I try not to let my mind drift during the game. I try to concentrate on the puck and just stay focused. Anything I can, and just watch the play.
Who are some of the tougher players in the NAC, the other shooters? Mike McCabe, some of these guys. Any players that really stand out that that give you trouble?
McCabe's pretty good. I haven't had much experience against other players in the NAC. Most of my games have been Greece and other teams, but yeah, he's a pretty good player. And Jack Charlebois and a couple guys for Canton are pretty good.
Now, the Red Raiders have a big tournament coming up, of course, this weekend, and you bring up St. Joseph's and Greece and Suffern. You played against Greece, so you know a little bit about them. Yeah,
Greece is a pretty strong team. Their goalie played magnificent. He had 50 saves against us, and they had 20 shots on us. They were pretty good shots, and I hope to get revenge against Suffern because they beat us 3 years ago in the state championship. I thought that team should have won the state championship, and I hope we do good in the tournament.
And you have Suffern here on Friday night, of course. So the team is looking forward to play Suffern.
Yeah, and either Greece or St. Joe's. I haven't seen St. Joe's, but they're a pretty good team too.
This team offensively, once again, has had pretty good statistics and whatnot. The Spanbergs, the LaPointes, the services. They're doing a good job.
Yeah, I can't complain about their playing. They're putting the puck in the net, and they're back checking to keep the shots off me.
Yeah. As a goaltender, and I asked this question to Brooke Tebow, do you have superstitions as a goalie? A lot of people say goalies are superstitious. I remember Gary Smith, who used to play in the National Hockey League. I think he used to take off all his equipment between periods, and he'd put his right pad on first or whatever, and start everything on one side and whatnot. Do you have those type of quirks or superstitions?
I don't really have too many superstitions. They're not that big. Just I like to prepare for the game about a couple hours or about an hour before I come down to the rink, and then I just get my mind set for the game, put my equipment on, go out and have a good warm-up.
What's the toughest aspect of being a goaltender? I guess what I mean by this is maybe what is the toughest situation to be in? A screenshot in front or, whatnot?
Yeah, definitely I think screenshots is because you just can't see it. You never know where it's going to be. Breakaways, you can see them coming all the way down, so you have a 50-50 chance, but screenshots, so you got to be the hardest.
I've heard of goaltenders referred to as either 1 being floppers or 2 being stand-up type goaltenders. How do you feel your style is?
Well, I go down on shots if I need to, but most of the time I stand up. And sometimes I go down, just doesn't matter. It depends on the shot.
What are Lucca Rich's plans after graduation?
I think I'm going to play for Canton Tech next year, maybe for 2 years, and then transfer to a 4-year school.
Well, the very best of luck to you and the Massena Central Red Raiders as they head down the road and hopefully into, they got to get into the playoffs here first, but the best of luck.
Yep, thanks.
My guest has been Lucca Richards, goaltender for the Massena Central Red Raiders. And when we return here in Edwards Production Sports, we'll have more high school hockey action. We'll be back right after this.